Okay, so let's start the session. Okay, so in yesterday's session, we have learned about common column profile. Okay, where we have seen how you can check the integrity of your columns. Okay, like count, error, and if you have any missing values and all, you can correct it there and there itself. Okay, similarly, we have one is column and another one that we learnt about is column distribution. Okay. We also called it as data profiling. Okay. Now, what does column distribution provides is a sample distribution of data, how your data looks like in a as in a column. Okay. So how many are distinct, how many are unique, and all those things. And the other one that we learned is column quality. Okay, here it will show the validity of your column. Okay, whether you have any missing value or any missing empty values in our rows or something like that. Okay, and we also yesterday we saw how to remove the empty rows. Okay, by clicking on empty, or you have this option. When you click on it, you get this option: remove duplicates, remove empty, remove error, replace errors. Okay, when you click on replace error, you want to fill with any number, you need to add those number. Okay, so today what we're gonna learn is text tools. Okay, now what is these text tools? Okay, in Power BI, text tools primarily refers to text transformations. Okay, in Power Query Editor. Okay, or we call it as a M language. Okay, and these are used for ETL. Okay, extract, transform, and load, or and DAX text function. Okay, especially for modeling and measures. We'll see these two topics, modeling and measures, in the upcoming classes. Uh, we'll go in detail to understand what is modeling, what is measures. Okay, we use this Power Query for data preparation. Okay, if I say data preparation, what all it includes is cleaning string during import. Okay, if you have something called email address. Okay, you want to separate something from your email address, like domain. Okay, how many people are coming from this domain? Say for example, gmail.com or yahoo.com or outlook.com. Okay, so you can filter those. And how do you access this text tools? Okay, you can launch your Power BI and then click on after you insert or connect your data. Okay, it could be any data. Okay, from SQL or uh, cloud instance if you are connecting and reading some data, right? When I say data, any data, it could be any data, and then in the menu you have transform data. Then only the Power Query editor will launch, and in that menu, in a ribbon menu, you will see add column or transform tab. Okay, and what are the common use cases? Okay, what are the common use cases for these? What are the common use cases for using these text columns? Okay, or I can say uh, text transformation. Okay, we use this word text transformation. Okay, first one is cleaning the messy text. Okay, you can split names, email. Say, for example, you have a column called full name, okay, and there is a space in between, okay. You know the first name and you know the second, the last name, right? First name, you know how to differentiate, right? You can use this text column, and based on that, you can position your column based on that space, and then you can split, okay, and format for consistency. Okay, so we use this for formatting for consistency before loading to model. Anything that you load into your model, okay, when I say model, what is the next step after model? It's a visualization. Okay, that's your final step. Okay, so modeling and then visualization. We have already seen the life cycle of Power BI. Okay, so common use cases like I just said messy text, split names, email, uh, format for consistency before loading it to modeling. Okay. And what are the tools that you're going to see here? Okay. In this column, if you go on your Power BI, okay, you can see these are the options that you have. Okay. So these are the options that you have. Okay. Format, upper, lower, split column by delimiter. Then you have merge columns. You have parse, format, split columns, right? Yeah, these are the some of them. But you have all these options, right? It is not just a one, two, three, four, five, five option, right? You have a lot inside those text column section. Okay, you need to practice. You need to practice all these use cases with some sample data. Okay, I got one more sample data. Let me share that data with you first. Okay, it's just for practice. I'm sending it through WhatsApp. Okay, it's called demosales.csv file. I've shared with you. Okay, okay. Next thing that we're going to learn is numerical 2. Okay, number column. This is text column, number column. Likewise, we'll cover all these things. Okay, one by one. Okay, if you practice with some sample data, it will be a good hands-on for you guys. Okay, text and numerical, you will come across all these things when you start working with real-time data. Okay, then we'll continue with data and type. So let me close this, minimize this, and launch my Power. Okay, I'll just pick up the sales data that I was using, the adventure. Okay, and let me add. Okay, see, this is a first window. Okay, Power BI desktop window. Once you click on transform data, that is where you will get into the Power Query editor. Okay, so these are the data that I have connected. So I'll connect one more data, CSV, the one which I just shared with you. Okay, so this is my data. This is how it looks like. Okay, so I'll just load it. Okay, now it is syncing with schema, loading data internally, and then it will show up here. Okay, this one. The data is here. Okay, so this is just for practice. I download it. Okay, we'll click on this. Okay, so this is yesterday's work. Okay, so yesterday, whatever we have learned about column profile, column quality, column distribution, show white space, mono space, and all that. Okay, I'll just go to home. Okay, under home, uh, I'll go to customer. Okay, customer. Give me a minute. Let me uh, duplicate. Okay, I'll just remove this because yesterday we have already done these many steps, right? It doesn't look. I'll name this as customer data. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is I'll just do a cleanup. It has a lot of steps, guys. Okay, I'll just delete this and I'm gonna import a new copy. Okay, customer data. So it's in Power BI customer data. This one. I'll load this file. Okay, now I'll just rename this and give us some other name so that it doesn't conflict with my customer data. Okay, so this is my customer data. Now you can see not no changes were done major. Okay, so only one changes that was promoted is headers. Okay, so Power BI takes care of this, and this is the text, or I can say this is the what do you call the code that it has written to promote the first row as a column or header. Okay, so it does automatically. You don't have to worry about this. Okay, now I'll go back to transform. Okay, text column. So we will focus on text column. Okay, so first thing first, uh, yeah, first thing first, we have a format. Okay, so I'll show you this one. Okay, so I'll just select first, we'll go to the format and we'll see lowercase. Okay, now you see all of this turned into lowercase. Okay, and uppercase, you can do uppercase, entire first name as uppercase. Okay, and if you select capitalize each word, okay, which is the first one like originally it was. Okay, so if I want to do this right now, you see all of them are in capital. Okay, I just want the from last, I mean under last name, I want the first letter to be capital and the rest of the letters in smaller case. I'll just highlight this. Okay, and also you just make sure here you are selecting the entire data set. Okay, and then you have a refresh option here. Click on this, refresh all. Okay, and then go back to transform. Under text section, I'll select capital each word. Okay, you can see this is how you can use those two options format. Okay, now we have something called trim. Okay, so trim, what it does is whatever the extra spaces are there after, say for example, Yang. Okay, John Yang. Okay, after Yang there might be one space. Okay, it will clear all those things, extra spaces. Okay, for example, uh, data type text. 1 minute. I want to use that option. Okay, so I just selected Eugene. I want to replace this value. Okay, so Eugene is there. I'll take the same thing, paste, and I'll give one space, two space. Okay, two space I have given you. Okay, now when I select, you won't see the spaces and all. Okay, if I go and I want to trim those empty spaces and all, I'll go under this thing, and I can say trim text one. Okay, so here, okay, so hope you guys understood, right? The trim feature. Okay, clean is the same thing. It will clean the. I'll just select this and I'll say, are you sure you want to insert a step? Inserting an intermediate step may affect subsequent steps, which could cause your query to break. I'll say insert clean text. Okay, this one. Okay, next one is add prefix. Okay, and add suffix. Say for example, now we have this, right? I know there is Mr. and Mrs., right? So if I add Mr., it will add Mr. to all of those first name. Okay, but I don't want to do. Instead of that, what I can do is I can merge all these three. Okay, okay, okay. I'll select all three. Okay, and then I have something called merge columns. Okay, I say yes. Okay, so it's asking, do you want to keep any separator between this? I'll select, you have all these option, colon, comma. Okay, so I'll use space. Okay, and what is the new column name you want to go? So, you want to name it. Okay, my name is prefix, first name and last name. I can say full name. Okay, okay. Now, 1 minute. I'll just delete this. Yeah. Okay. Now you see, I have merged all three columns. You see, it looks good now. Okay. Okay. So I have earlier, if you see, there were three columns. Okay. And this is the uh, code. Okay. Power BI editor has. return, which we were using through mouse clicks. Okay, so it has combined my prefix, first name, and last name. Okay, so beautifully done within couple of seconds. Okay, this is very useful, I mean, feature in Power BI, a text column. Okay, and then we have number column also. We'll go through it tomorrow. Okay, next is format we have done, right? Add prefixes, same thing, guys. You want to add something, right? Say, for example, I'll take a copy of it. Okay, I'll say duplicate column. Okay, so I got it here, duplicate column. I'll just drag it here. Okay, and I want to add something. Okay, prefix, add prefix. I'll say, just assume these are a customer from America. Okay, I'll say then I'll give hyphen am here. Okay, they are from, all these customers are from America. Okay, so it will add something like this. Okay, if you don't want, you can just click on this. It will clean this up. Okay, even if you don't want, you can clean this up. Same thing, prefix goes something like this. Suffix. Okay, I can give one space. Then I'll say customer America, America customer or something. Okay, so this will add the prefix, suffix and prefix. This is suffix after. Okay, so I'll just remove this one. Duplicate column also I'll remove. Okay. Now what we're gonna learn is next is split column. Okay, split column. Okay. So I have something called by delimiter. Okay, by number of characters. Okay, by position, by lowercase to uppercase, by uppercase to lowercase, by digit to non-digit, by non-digit to digit. Okay, so these are all the combination you have. Okay, so I'll use by delimiter. Okay, so I'll take space. Okay, and I have this option split at leftmost delimiter. Okay, rightmost delimiter, each occurrence of the delimiter. We have one, we have here, right? So we have two. So I'll pick up the each occurrence of the delimiter. Okay. You can go to advanced also. You can see split into columns, not rows. Okay. So you have to be okay. And number of columns you want to split out of this. Okay. How many columns? I'll say three. Okay. And it says quote character. I'll say none. Okay. I'll just click on this. See, it has come to the original stage. Okay. So this is how we got our data initially. So when you use these options, right, split columns, you can use all these options. Okay, don't use one or two. Okay, do everything. Okay, select and see by number of characters. Okay, so number of character means we have three and we had two. Okay, so we have misses, miss. Okay, and some of them are empty. You can see there, right? Or you can say by position. Okay, so we can do some test here. Okay, on email. I want to split. See, basically, I was given a task to find out the domain. Okay, I have domain which will start after at the rate symbol. Okay, so how do we do that? You select this column, split column, okay, and then by you cannot do by number of characters. Okay, delimiter also it will not work. Okay, you have at, you see automatically it picks up, it understands Power BI. Okay, there is a at. This is where I want to split. At means the before at your email address, it will become one column, and after at the rate symbol that you see here, whatever the domain you see here, it will split into another column. Okay, I want to do columns only. I don't want to do anything. Number of columns into split is 2. Okay, first one and second one 2. Okay, and quote, I don't want to add anything. Okay, this is my delimiter that I want to. Okay, see, beautifully I've done. Email address 1, email address 2. Okay, so this is very good, guys. Okay, so this text option, you have to learn each and everything, practice. Okay, let me see if I have any other things here. Okay, I'll just undo it. And this one, you know, right? Merge columns. I'll just select again. I want to merge one, two, three. Okay, one, two, and three. Okay, when you do this merge and split, right, you can see the custom name that it was there before, right? It got replaced with full name one, two, three, or blah blah blah, whatever. Okay, you can correct that later on. Okay, I'll select this three, merge column. Okay, what is the name I want to do? I'll say full name. Separator, separator is, I want to separate them by space. Okay, now you see full name, all three are merged. Okay, this is very good option you have in text column. Okay, so hope you guys are clear with all these things, right? Now we will see split column. See, if I highlight this one, I'm not getting a split column. Okay, if I click on this, I'm getting a split column because there is a space. Okay, or delimiter, it picks up automatically, and you can see this is highlighted again. Okay, now what about this marital status? It is again split column is enabled. Okay, but what are the option? By delimiter, no. By number of character, no. By position, you cannot do by position also because you have married and single, right? I don't think so you can do, but you want to split, I think you can do it. Okay. If you want to extract something from here, you can use extract. Length, first character, last character, range, text before delimiter, text after delimiter, text between delimiter. Okay. So what we'll do is pick professional. We'll pick the email address, okay, for our practice. Extract. Okay, I want to know, I want to see the length. Okay, generally in my website, the length, okay, generally the length of my I mean email address I have set in my website is some uh, 15 character or 20 character. Okay, I want to see whether anything is exceeding here. Okay, okay, now you see 25, 28, 27. Okay, these are the length. But where is the email? It has turned into the number length. Okay, this is also very important. When you have some data, you want to look at the length of those email address. You can pick this one. Okay, I'll just go back and I'll pick the other one. Okay, if I want to first character, last character. Okay, range. Okay, range also you can pick up. Okay, here let me try here range. Okay, start index from enter the index of the first character. Okay, first character, say for example, is this one. So I'll start with 0. Okay, number of character. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Okay, now you see whatever that suits to the condition that we are searching, it will pick. It has picked bachelor's, partial C, and now whatever the space that you see between partial and C, okay, this also is counted. Okay, I selected 9, right? So 0 is first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, space. I'll add as 1, 8, and 9. C. Okay, this is how you can filter, guys. Okay, so there might be some incident, scenario where you have to extract something from your some columns. Okay, survey, you have a survey, right? In survey you want to find out a letter called good or nasty surveys. Okay, something like that. So you can find that out using this, and then you can count this and you can see how many are good or how many are bad. You select this and you go to statistics and you can count the values. Okay, this is merge column. For which one is that? Okay, this one. Okay, so this is one, and let me see text before delimiter. Okay, I'll select this one and I want to extract text before, text after delimiter. Okay, before means at the rate, after means this one. Okay, let's see, I want the first part of my email address before. Okay, so I'll say at the rate, that's my delimiter that I want to look for from the start of the input. Okay, start of the input, I want to check if something is there, separate this. Okay, and indexing is 0. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'll just close this. Okay, and how do you create a duplicate column? Okay, you can right click and you can say you have the option here called duplicate column. Okay, if I click on it, you don't want to mess with this, you want to keep it as it is, and you want to mess with this, you can do your experiment on this column. Okay, so you need to know the importance of this duplicate columns. Okay, and then you perform all those things and then you can revert back, or you have this option applied steps, you can go back one by one so that it will restore it back how it was your data before. Okay, so these are couple of them: range, text before delimiter, text after delimiter. Okay, text between delimiter. Okay, if you have some character like a hyphen, right? and you want to extract that word. Okay, I think we can do it here. Okay, I'll just create a duplicate column and just bring it here. Okay, I'll select this, extract, start of the delimiter is this, end of this is this. Okay, now you see, I get only months. These are all the months. Okay, if I change it to date, okay, again I have to go back to, if you get this type of error, right? Maybe my regional settings have changed again. So I'll go here, go to the settings. Oh, it is English only. Okay, then it should work well, right? Why it is not working? Let's see. Uh, okay. So maybe the date format it will not take. Why? Because it's a single, right? Date it generally it will take uh, MMDDYY. Okay, so like this. If you have something like this, then it will take as a date. It will, let me try if it takes time. Yes, time it takes. Okay, so you need to have MMDDYY. Okay, format, then only it will do. So it was an error. That is the reason it showed up there. So don't get confused by that. Okay, I'll just remove this column and again I'll duplicate. I'll bring it here. Okay, and I'll do one more time. Uh, Text between delimiter. I'm done. Okay, text after delimiter. Okay, so I have two delimiters here. Okay, here and here. So let me see in advance. Do we have from the start of the point? Okay, now there's a good option. End of the input. Okay, so I'll say only years if you want to extract. See, this is how you have to use logical. I just need the years from this date. Okay, so this is how you can do it. Okay, and we have this option called parse. Okay, if you select XML, it will not work. Okay, there is the text column. We have this text column. We go to parse, also XML. Okay, it will throw in an error because you cannot convert that into XML. I'll just X out of it, X out of this also, and okay, I'll show you this also. Okay, now just for an example, okay, I have this one record, entire record. Okay, you can see here the entire record. Okay, if I want to convert that into parse, okay, so parse JSON. Okay, we check. Okay, now I got it. So what this parse does is actually we can see extract rows, and if you see the definition, extract rows and columns from XML. Say for example, right now we have a tabular data format. Say for example, if you have a JSON data, okay. Let me check if I have some JSON data. Okay, I'll show one example. Resource. I'll go back here. Here's data. One minute, guys. I should have one JSON file. Okay. Ah, this is the one. Okay. I have JSON source file. Okay, sales. I'll open this. Okay, let it load. Okay, yeah, this is my JSON file. Okay, so how this has converted. Okay, this is how it looks like in that JSON file. A small file. Okay, I'll go to transform parse JSON. It is giving an error. Select a row. Okay, never mind. I'll get a proper formatting file in JSON or XML. I'll show you this also. Okay, text column. Just remind me. So hope you guys are clear with this text transformation today. Okay, text column. So we have done split, format, extract, merge column, and parse. Okay, parse I'll show you with a example. Okay, maybe this file is not working. I'll get a different file in the next class, and then I'll show you a hands-on demo. Okay, so I think we are on top of the hour, sharp 9. So we'll close this session.